Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, brand management and management of brand business. It's a 30-minute show that features brand news, brand in focus, industry interviews and conversations. All in the mix to promote the brand idea, home and abroad. Welcome. Practitioners under the aegis of the Media Independent Practitioners Association of Nigeria have appealed to the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria to come to the rescue of their members, insisting that APCON should mandate multinational pitch fees. Business Unit Director of Media Reach MD Promise Udua says MIPAN agencies failed to call to order multinationals that refused to pay pitch fees without the help of APCON. He stressed that APCON needed to take a stand on pitch fees because that would discourage multinationals from inviting too many agencies to a pitch. National Marketing Summit and Brands and Advertising Awards for 2019 holds today at the moment, I'm sure, at the prestigious Balmoral Hall in Oregun, Ikeja, Lagos. The event, which has ignited industry sensation and applause, kick-started this morning by a national industry conversation on the theme, storytelling as a paradigm shift in contemporary brand building. According to the Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief of Marketing Edge, John Ajayi, the National Summit and Award has become one of the most talked about events in the IMC industry in the last couple of weeks. But the icing on the cake remains the award show proper, which holds later this evening at the same venue. The Marketing Edge Annual National Marketing Summit Brands and Advertising Excellence Awards is a yearly offering of Marketing Edge, Nigeria's leading brands and marketing publication, to IMC industry as a demonstration of its commitment to its vision of promoting the brand idea. The keynote speaker of the summit, one of Nigeria's iconic market personalities, is Sir Chris Ogbeche. PR experts in Nigeria integrated marketing communications industry have decried the inability of public relations as a profession to create that personal touch between its professionals and its public to enable them derive the needed results from its campaigns. These views were expressed by the practitioners during the ongoing 2019 Lagos PR Week themed harnessing the synergy between PR and digital influence. Speaking at the occasion, Benga Shobake CEO Placo Limited explained that PR still operates mostly in the traditional sphere in this climate where it lacks to connect directly to consumers on a one-on-one basis. Mr. Shobake pointed out that digital is thriving today and disrupting every aspect of our lives, that it connects directly to us and can easily influence an individual as a person. Head Corporate Services Leadway Assurance Company Limited, Bumi Adele, lamented that PR was losing that personal touch with its various audiences. Former President of the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, NIMN, Omobayemi C. Shilon, has faulted poor quality and low expertise of the current crop of marketers in the country. Speaking exclusively to Marketing Edge, Mr. Shilon advised the management of NIMN as well as marketers in the 21st century to expand their scope beyond marketing. The former NIMN boss pointed out that marketing as a profession has not changed, adding that the only change that has occurred is the practice in marketing. According to him, the quality of human resources in the country is declining on a daily basis. Airtel will next month list on the Nigerian Stock Exchange after the ongoing initial public offering and listing on the London Stock Exchange. Airtel Africa PLC is currently embarking on a global share offering to raise $750 million from United Kingdom and Nigerian markets. Airtel Africa PLC is making the IPO through a book building process to determine the eventual price and volume of shares to be sold to investors. Under the book building process, Airtel Africa PLC will list between 501.125 million shares and 716.406 million shares at prices between 363 naira and 454 naira per share. The shares are being offered to high net worth and institutional investors. The company is expected to announce the final offer price on June 28th. A lot the shares to investors and June 29 get listed on the NSE July 4, 2019. The NSE on May 16th listed 20.4 billion shares of MTN Nigeria at 19 naira per share, thereby adding about 1.8 trillion naira to the market capitalization of the exchange. The annual employee volunteerism program of MTN, Nigeria's leading telecoms network brand, titled Yellow Care, which ran from June 1st to 21st across the company's footprint, has ended. The campaign themed Creating a Brighter Future for the Youth for the year 2019. Yellow Care was designed to address some of the challenges facing young people in the country. Chief Human Resources Officer MTN Nigeria, Esther Akano Kawe, who represented Freddie Moman, the CEO, says there will be a rise in youth empowerment and a decrease in the prevalence of youth unemployment. 21 Days of Yellow Care is a group-wide initiative that cuts across all the 21 countries where MTN has operations. The event was done with support from IBM and Oracle. Ominincom Media Group PMEA has announced 3 promotions at the top of its Middle East North African operations. The region CEO, Eli Kauri, has been elevated to chairman, while OMD MENA CEO Nadim Samara takes the same position as the regional holding, and PhD's CEO's Elda Kukar moved to the newly created role of COO. At Omnicom Group for over 30 years, Eli Kauri has been leading its media division in the Middle East since 2001. Kauri will report to Mike Cooper, OMG CEO for Emmer and APAC. Nadim Samara, currently OMD MENA CEO, will now lead OMG MENA as CEO. Now it's branding focus. Like the FIFA World Cup, Canes Lions is the turf of champions, attracting thousands of entries from agencies around the world. But only a few of those agencies get to make it to the final shortlist. The cosmic boars that usually characterize Cane Lions Festival of Creativity has come and gone. The imaginative audacity that shot the 2019 prestigious event to a fever pitch is gradually turning to smoldering memories of the show's impeccable organizational prowess. The long list of fantastic campaigns and creative market communications that define the event will no doubt form seminal archival materials. Traditionally, Cane's winners list is usually dominated by creative from the United States and Europe. But in the last decade, the winners table has been more diversified. Agencies from Asia and Latin America are now making case for themselves by pulling off massive wins even in highly competitive categories. Except for South Africa, which has had some decent showing in the past by winning a number of lions, other African agencies seem to have been reduced to perennial cheerleaders and spectators at the annual awards show. This development has become a major source of worry for Nigerian creatives, some of whom are increasingly frustrated by the inability of Nigeria to make the nomination list, let alone win a medal. Buttressing the foregoing assertion, Larry Adisov Noah's Ark, whose agency has been tipped as the Nigerian creative agency that is most likely to break the Canes Lions jinx based on its consistent spectacular performances in other international awards, stated that the country's failure at Canes is an embarrassment. He stressed that the advertising industry needed to borrow a lead from its counterparts in Nollywood and the local music industry by leveraging on Nigeria's rich and diverse culture to tell the brand story. Interestingly, Airtel's live campaign, which was done to drive the brand data offering, went on to win gold at the 2017 APCON Awards, as well as helping the agency win the elusive Africa Agency of the Year Awards at the 2018 African Crystal Awards. And of course, next is the interview segment on Marketing Edge. We give you the concluding part of our talk with Kelechi Nwosu, who is the Managing Director of TBWA Concepts. Enjoy it. On the interview segment of Marketing Edge, I have with me in the studio Mr. Kelechi Nwosu, is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of TBWA Concept, a leading marketing firm in Nigeria. Well, thank you very much for your time. Well, it's interwoven, kind of, because we're looking at also how advertising agencies can record wins in creative pitches. How can they really record wins at the end of the whole thing?
From the agency side, all pitches are not quite the same. The important thing is to understand what is the client looking at for. But typically, what a client is looking for is your strategic thinking, which means you've got thoughts about the brand and how the brand is going to be positioned and how the brand is going to win in the marketplace. You know, there's a war out there. Then the creative, what's the creative leap? What's the creative idea? How is this executed to align with the strategy that the agency has set out? And also looking out for the presentation, looking out for a pitch is a pitch. You pitch your idea to the client. What kind of passion? What kind of knowledge? How is it presented? Because sometimes you can have a good idea, and if you don't present them well, people don't know that you have a good idea, and they don't see the passion. So the client is typically looking for the strategy, the creative, of course, the presentation. Sometimes they're also looking at the numbers, which is your budget. How do you want to achieve this? Because typically agency people, sometimes we have some ideas that are not achievable, and we just go. And that's one of the reasons why we ask clients, give a budget, so that the agency is restrained. They're thinking within a particular budget and a particular space. So those are the things that I think will make for a successful pitch. Understanding that client and the customer and the brand, which allows you to build a strategy. Building a creative idea, which, as we say in my network, is relevant, unexpected, is memorable. And then pitching it well. Pitching it well. And sometimes a bit of drama in the pitch also helps. So there are a lot of factors, but these are some of the basic buckets that one needs to look at.
Staying with the agencies, I'm wondering why they also bicker or bellyache over pitches. Why does that happen?
I think that agencies bellyache if they think the process is not clear. Right? If the process is transparent and is clear, is at every moment, at every part of it, the client is telling the agency, this is the process, this is what we would do, this is how you'll be judged. Very often, the agencies won't bellyache. The other part is that clients also tend to renege on the pitch fees. Sometimes they agree, sometimes they don't agree, but these are industry standards that have been set down to pay agency fees. So if you don't pay those fees, or if you don't agree to pay those fees, then it's a source of worry for everyone. The other thing is timing. Some clients want work done in a very short time. The other thing is you've got 20 agencies, you're asking them to pitch. A pitch takes things out of the agency. It is a work, there's a lot of adrenaline, you're preparing for war, you're working really hard. So it's a bit of you that goes into every pitch. So it is pretty difficult to ask agencies to pitch casually. So when you find clients asking agencies to pitch, casually, sometimes the joke we have in the industry is a new brand manager comes in and he wants to gather ideas. He tells 10 agencies to come together and give him ideas. So he's getting ideas from 10 people, knowing full well that sometimes he's determined who he wants to appoint. So it's a waste of everybody's time. That's why you have the bellyache.
Let's do an example of an agency now losing out in a pitch. Yeah. What lessons do you think they would learn, in case when an opportunity comes again?
Every good agency does what we call a post-mortem. You could go through a pitch, you come back, you ask yourself, did we do well? What did we do well? What could we have done better? Whether you win or lose, actually, is a process that many agencies go through. But yes, if you do lose a pitch, and we've had clients who have given a feedback to say, gentlemen, on this you did well, on this you didn't do well, on that you didn't do well. We didn't think that XYZ was done well. That's feedback to the agency. And typically, as a learning organization, you take that in, you ask yourself, you evaluate it, and then you go back when there's another opportunity.
So to assess your performance at that pitch.
Every professional should be able to assess his or her performance. I think that's why we're professionals. You need to be honest and assess yourself. But typically, the feedback you get is a reflection from the mirror, which tells you, oh no, this is not so good, this is good. But typically that's what a good client does. It gives the feedback to the agencies.